Stupid thing. Alright. Why is this taking so long? Oh my god. We don't have time for this. Hold on. Task manager. Where is it? Alright. In task. Because it's acting dumb. Alright, let's try it again. Yes. I should have just went live before this. Are we tanking? Let's see. Oh wait, I know what the problem probably is. Alright, disconnect from that. Alright, and this one. Alright, it's in task again. Where is it? Task. It's not even up here, but it. Okay. Okay. Jeez, that took forever. I think I had a VPN on. Oh, guys, I didn't even realize my mic was on. What did I say? What did I say? What did you guys hear? Oh God, did I reveal some information about myself? I'm just talking to myself. I'm like, isn't it crazy that my address is? Okay. Oh my God. Oh my God, my stream day. This is just the worst day ever. This is just the worst day ever. So my Steam. Wait. Can you guys see it? Oh, I almost dropped my ring light. I'm not even gonna risk it. My stream deck isn't working for some reason. It's freaking out. It doesn't know what's going on. So yeah. So which one is it? Is it this one? Wait. Is it this one? No. Is it this one? No. Is it this one? Okay. I just gotta know where I'm going when we talk about stuff. Guys. Oh, my brain. 3 hours of free throw fest. This was the oh my God. Oh my God, my brain. This game. I have a lot of thoughts. And I'm not talking about women, okay? I have a lot of thoughts about this game. Oh my God. All right, so really quick, we got to talk about the sponsor, and then we're going straight into this game, y'all, because this was ridiculous. There's one thing that I'm happy about. Two things I'm happy about, but we got a lot of things to rant about, y'all. I'm not even gonna front with you. I'm not gonna hold you. A lot of things to rant about. So big shout out to Sleeper. If you guys are interested in daily fantasy sports, go check it out. Use the promo code CLAN. You'll get a 100% match up to $100 if you go to the daily fantasy sports section. And all that is you go over to picks. You make your picks for the day. So for instance, you say, here's all the NBA stuff. So you say, what's one that's pretty easy? Like Devin Booker. I think Devin Booker have over 28 points in the game versus the Clippers, right? If you believe that, you do that. There's some other less ones, some more ones. It's very simple. And then you just add it all in and you can make some money. If that's something you don't care about, at least download the app for the social media portion, in which you can go over to the NBA section and you can see all the updated stats, injury reports, all that good stuff, highlights, just what people are saying about these games. It's some good stuff. It's like social media just for sports. So if you guys are interested in that at all, go check it out. And it also goes well with the daily fantasy sports, so you can know what's actually going on, right? All right, so sorry, I got to do everything manually because, like I said, my stream deck isn't working. All right, so let's go to this Spurs game. Wow. So first and foremost, hold on, I'm bringing it up. I'll just put the stats on the screen. All right, we won't even. Yeah, we just put the stats on the screen. All right, so I'm just going to go to the full box score. This game was the most frustrating game I've ever seen in my entire life, okay? So, first off, I don't want you guys to jump off the ledge, okay? Do not jump off the ledge. There's lots of things that the Spurs were missing. There's context to this game in which there is a bright spot, okay? There is a bright spot. So don't jump off the ledge just yet. It's totally fine. It's 2 losses of the season, right? The Lakers, they have 2. We have 2. It's totally fine. It is what it is, right? We're what? Maybe like 3rd? And I don't think we dropped too far. We were 2nd. Now we're 3rd in the West. I expect the Spurs to end the season 4th. So, hey, we're on pace. But none of that matters. I don't care about any of that. I got to talk about this game. So, first and foremost, before we talk about anything, chat, the free throws? How many free throws were given in this game? Good God almighty. Marcus Smart got 10. Luka Doncic got 17. Oh my God. Castle had 11. Wemby had 11. It was so many fouls. It seemed like they were calling fouls every second. The frustrating thing about this game was these refs, weirdly enough, they weren't bad. They were just like overly technical. You know what I mean? Like, it was like, well, technically that's a foul, we're going to call it. Like, no, like, let them get away with a little bit. Like, that was, yes, NBA is unwatchable. That was unwatchable. Because it's like, dude, we didn't come to see you. You got to let these players play at some point. You can't even get a vibe or a feel of your opponent when they're calling fouls every freaking second, right? Every second they were calling fouls. And at the end of the game, I mean, even when they were calling fouls and it was in our favor, I think I tweeted out literally when it was a foul that brought us to the line. I tweeted out, I was like, this is too many fouls. Like this is too much. Even if it was in our favor, I thought it was too many fouls. And I felt like Lakers fans probably felt the same way. I mean, we're holding hands on this one. Like, you could have just let these players play a little bit. Like, good God. So that's number one. So that's outside of our team. So just talking about everything outside of our team, and then I'm going to go in on our Spurs, okay? So refs, dude, what are you doing? Oh my God, why is there so many free throws? Why is there so many fouls? How many fouls were called in this game? Like 60, like, let's see. It was like over 60, y'all. 30 fouls on the Lakers, 66 personal fouls. This wasn't a double overtime game. 66. You seen my tweet, Clan? No, what was your tweet? 66 fouls. 66. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. If there was one more foul, you wouldn't have, like, if any of you guys are still in like grade school, you would not hear the end of it every day. 6, 7. You would hear it every day. 66. That's ridiculous, bro. Way too many fouls. The refs got too whistle happy. They thought the game was all about them. That's number one. But here's number two. In a game like this, when you're calling so many freaking fouls, right? So many freaking fouls. And the Los Angeles Lakers are our opponent that's full of foul baiters. I mean, just full of them. They're chock full of them. They love getting fouls on you, especially Marcus Smart. He is really good at that. Right? He baits you every chance that he gets. It was so corny the way the Lakers were playing. If it was my team, I would have been happy. I would have called it good coaching. Because I'm biased and I'm getting the bad end of things, it was corny. That was corny, bro. Every single play. They were doubling Wemby constantly, and that's fine. You know, it is what it is. They're taking a page out of the Phoenix Suns book on that. But then with the refs calling as many fouls as they had, it's like the Lakers knew, yeah, we could foul out Wemby. Like, it ain't gonna be that hard. We could foul out Wemby. So Wemby got fouled out. Not only did Wemby get fouled out, Harrison Barnes got fouled out. Not only did Harrison Barnes get fouled out, Where our boy? Where's our boy? Where's my player? Jeremy Sohan got fouled out. So they just fouled out 3 of our players. They fouled out one of our best 3-point shooters. They fouled out our best player, and they fouled out our second best defender. They just fouled all of them out. Just like, yeah, you guys get out of here. All right, this is the Lakers game. So absolutely ridiculous. So I think that's everything outside of our team that I can rant about, because I don't know what the referees were doing in this game. Was it poorly officiated? Technically, no. Like the things they were calling fouls on, technically that's a foul. Okay, you touched him on the arm. Technically. All right, but good God, man. They were like robots out there. You know what I'm saying? These refs were not humans. These was like robots that would call, like, technically, this is a foul, right? By my calculations, this is a foul. They felt like robots. Ridiculous. So that pissed me off. So you got the robot refs. You got the Lakers taking advantage of the program, the programming of the refs. And now with the San Antonio Spurs, this is when I'm going on my team. This is when I gotta go off on my team. Okay, this is where I gotta go off on my team. Mitch Johnson, my boy. Mitch Johnson. Hold on, maybe I should make this a close one. I gotta click it over here. Mitch, come here, Mitch. I gotta talk to you. Mitch. What were you doing? What were you doing, my boy? Mitch Johnson, come on, my guy. So you're probably wondering, what was the problem with Mitch Johnson? Well, first and foremost, this is the same issue I had last season, right? I felt as if you go with a roster and you hone in on a few guys. You got to open up your horizons a little bit. I'm not saying Carter Bryant should have got substantial minutes or nothing like that. But what I am saying is Kelly Olynyk shouldn't have just got 9 minutes in this game. I'm sorry. He does not get 9 minutes in this game. He's a good player. He's a smart player. You don't do that. Not only that, Jeremy Sohan only getting 23 minutes. That's fine. But even the rotations, it was like, okay, why, especially in the fourth quarter, this is do or die. Why is Sohan just not out there with Wemby? We had to resort to, which I get it. We don't have Cornette right now, so part of that isn't his fault. But we had to resort to literally putting Sohan at center again. Didn't you guys love that last year when Sohan was center? Wasn't that beautiful? Wasn't that beautiful basketball? Wasn't that the beautiful game when he was center? Don't you love seeing that? It's so fun to watch. Olynyk sucks, bro. No, Olynyk does not suck. Olynyk does not suck. You figure it out. You'll figure it out. He was okay, right? He made some pretty good plays in there. So you got to play it. You got to play your roster. That's what I'm saying. You got to play your roster. But this is what really bothered me. So hold on. If I go to, I wonder if the highlights are out there. I can't play the highlights, but we can at least pause it, and I want to see something, because I was very confused. On what we were doing here. Okay, so they do have the full highlights out.
4-game winning streak.
Sorry. Let's get to the end. So, as you guys can see here, so this is the end of the game. Let's see who's on the court. Now, guys, please make this make sense. Hold on. Please make this make sense. Hold on. Actually, I can't do it. Because it's gonna, I don't want to get copyright claimed. Hold on. I gotta actually get to where I need to get to. Give me a sec. All right, so that's when they screwed up. It's before this. Hold on. Give me a sec. This isn't what I'm looking for. Hold on. All right, so this is, oh, it skipped. Okay, that's weird. It skipped. It skipped a little bit. That's a little weird. Hold on. I don't know why it's, these might not be good highlights. Sorry. Bear with me, guys. Be patient, okay? Be patient. Patience is a virtue, okay? Let me see. Yeah, let's go back. Oh, this will look cleaner anyway. so this was one. I'm trying to see the play. I'm trying to find the play where it got pushed out of bounds or tapped out of bounds from Marcus Smart, but it's not in the highlights. Oh, is it right here? It's literally not in the highlights. I am so confused. Okay. Oh wait, it wasn't the highlights. Okay. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. But who's on the court at the end of this game was very confusing to me. Hold on. All right. So you can kind of see who's on the court here. I'm sorry. No offense, but the San Antonio Spurs are in a situation where at this point oh wait, this is the play I was looking for. Yeah, this is what I was looking for. So at this point, I'm like, look, yeah, this is the exact play actually. So what are we doing here? Why do we have Kelly Olynyk inbounding the ball? Is he really the best inbound passer that we got? Is that what we're gonna go with, right? Also, no offense to Steph Castle, no offense to Devin Vassell. I don't even know what Devin Vassell's numbers were tonight, but I know it felt pretty ugly throughout the game. Why don't we just have Lindy Waters out there, open things up a little bit? This play was designed literally to give to, well, it was a few options, but ultimately it seemed like what he wanted to do was go get 2 points. Like that was it. Like you're down by 2, just go for the winning shot. Because at this point, you're missing Sohan, you're missing Wemby, you're missing Barnes. You want to take this into overtime? This is do or die. Take the 3-point shot. Set it up for a 3-point shot. That's how I was viewing it. But Olynyk inbounding the ball did not make much sense to me. Olynyk pass it in to the feet was terrible. I don't understand why we were doing that. So I know I took a long time just to find this. I just wanted to show like who was on the court. It didn't make sense to me. And if we go back, hold on, I actually want to look at, because I might be tripping. I'm not tripping. Devin Vassell was horrible this game. So Devin Vassell went 2 for 8 from 3. Okay, overall 5 for 14. He was pretty awful. I mean, it just is what it is. He was pretty awful. 25% from 3. Champagny was 37.5% from 3. So had an extra 3 in there. But what I didn't understand is you have Lindy Waters, who's 2 for 2 in this game, and you didn't have him in this game at the end. I really think at the end of this game, having Jordan McLaughlin, which played 3 minutes, yeah, that's great. Having him out in the game and having Lindy Waters, it all comes down to this, guys. I felt like there was not enough creativity. That's the problem. It wasn't enough creativity with this. I don't know what we were trying to get out of this play. I don't know what exactly the Spurs wanted out of this. Hold on, let me let it play. I'll do it right during. Quite literally what they were trying to get was a layup. Hold on. Quite literally what they were trying to get was a layup. They tried to do it with Castle. They tried to do it with Keldon. I just wouldn't have Castle in the game. Not to say Castle is like the worst player in the world or anything like that. Obviously, I really love Castle, but you got to get a little creative here. We have nobody. And even if this go into overtime, what's the likelihood of us winning this thing? You have 2 players. You have Olynyk inbounding the ball. There's 1 second left on the clock, and you have 2 other players on the court that can't shoot. Well, I'm not saying Keldon can't shoot, but Keldon isn't like a shooter. And you got Devin Vassell who's already cold. But at this point, you need a 3. Anything you can do to get a 3. They weren't looking for a 3 here. They weren't going to get a 3 here. There was no 3 that was going to be had here. There was no 3 that was going to be had here. The Lakers played it perfectly. So it was just lack of creativity. And another issue that I had throughout this game is I felt like, I don't know if you guys felt this way as well, but our boy Wembanyama, hold on, oop, that's me. Our boy Wembanyama, was he bad in this game? Yes, he was very bad in this game. But I also think that part of it, the coaching staff let him down, because I don't know why it wasn't communicated. We hold on to turn our timeouts way too long. I don't know why it wasn't communicated, or maybe it was. I don't know. If it was, then I'm wrong. But it seems like there should have been an emphasis on, hey, if Marcus Smart switch on to Wemby, reset. Wemby pass it out, and we're going to reset. Because that's all he does. He's going to foul. He's going to bait you. He's going to bait you into a foul. So I feel like that should have been communicated. And if it was, okay, then it's all on Wemby. But yeah, it just didn't seem like there was an emphasis there. The sets weren't creative enough. Like, we're just giving Wemby the ball the same exact way every single time. It felt as if we didn't learn anything from last game against the Suns. That was very frustrating. And then also, Victor. He has to learn, man. You can't just put your shoulder down. And they had him shook. Lakers had him absolutely shook. But you can't just put your shoulder down and just bolt. Like, you should know that they're going to try to bait you. Like, was it not communicated who they have on their team? They're going to bait you. So I thought that was weird. I thought that was weird from Wemby. But they had him shook, and he doesn't have enough players on his team to really create right now. And another thing too, and this isn't even like fighting Castle, right? Like, I can sit here and say Castle went 3-4-11. He look at his shooting percentages. It was horrible. Yeah, it was horrible. But Castle is being asked to do something that he's just not great at doing, and that's playing point guard. He couldn't slow it down. And even with that, the San Antonio Spurs wants to play fast this year, which is fine, but you have to have the players who are capable of doing that, right? That play with that type of speed. Castle can play with that speed, but the ball cannot be in his hands, and he can't be your main facilitator us playing this speed. He just can't. De'Aaron Fox can do it, obviously. I feel like Keldon has shown that he can do it with certain speed, but there's a certain amount of control that you have to have as a point guard, that you can't turn the ball over. And the types of turnovers are important as well. Steph Castle turnovers weren't turnovers where he's getting close to the basket and pass out. These were like backcourt. These were backcourt interceptions. These were backcourt steals. So you're just giving them points at that point. 6 turnovers. I'm not 100% sure right off the top of my head if all of them were backcourt that landed in a fast break point. But a multitude of them were. Just these backdoor passes that you cannot have happen. So you need somebody with control, and you need somebody that can be able to play at the pace that the Spurs want to play at. And he can't do that at point guard. He's just not capable of doing it. He can be a secondary point, but he can't be the main point guard. And I think that he's shown that's just not his bread and butter. And he wasn't like that in UConn either. That's just not who he is. And that's fine. But at some point, man, I mean, you just got to start getting creative. And the only thing that worries me is I don't want this to end up being, I'm a Cowboys fan. I don't want this to be a Jason Garrett. There we go. A Jason Garrett situation where, if you guys don't know, the Dallas Cowboys were a team where it felt like everybody had to be healthy for them to be successful. There wasn't enough creativity at all. It was literally the same plays and just asking the quarterback to audible every single play. And I don't want it to be the same thing with this team where it's like, okay, Wemby, you got to figure this out for us. You know what I mean? Like you got to figure out these double teams. I don't like it. We need to make sure we have a helping hand, and also we need to be creative. Like, this is lack. I mean, even when you see the splits on who played and how many minutes they got, this is lack of creativity, man. Okay, yeah, McLaughlin, when he was in, he had 2 turnovers. It was pretty bad. 3 minutes. But you don't just give up. We don't have 3-point shooters. Everyone's struggling right now. Everyone's absolutely struggling. And I feel like that last play, you needed to be a little bit smarter. You got 2 players on the court that can't shoot, or, well, one in particular that really can't shoot, but 2 that we're not really thinking is a legitimate threat for this game. One of which did not take a 3 during the game, and then the other one, like, went 20% from 3. So you basically have 2 non-shooters on the court, and you're trying to opt for a quick layup so you can take it to overtime. Why are we even trying to take it to overtime? Shoot a 3. Make it happen. Get creative. Put Lindy Waters out there. Do what you got to do to win. All right. So that's all my ranting. That's all I have to say about that. So here's some positives. I know that was a lot, but here's some positives, okay? Here's some positives. I'll start with the players. Jeremy, our boy is back. Ladies and gentlemen, our boy is back. Well, my boy is back. A lot of y'all talk trash about him. My boy is back. He was absolutely... It was so weird, and my friend, I was talking to Swish Hill about this on the phone, and he was completely right. He said this, and I agree with him. He was like, Jeremy Sohan looked slightly unpolished only because of the injury, but he also looked really great. And it's like kind of a weird thing to say. Like, he looked really great, but, you know, obviously you could tell he's coming back from injury. In 23 minutes, he gave you 16 points. Did he have 1 steal or 2 steals? I thought he had 2 steals in this game. Apparently he had 1. He had a steal. Maybe it was another one that he kind of caused the steal, but he didn't get it himself. But he had a steal in this game. His shooting stroke looks much better. He gave you a 3, and that's all I want from Sohan, by the way. I just want him to take a couple 3s a game. 2 or 3, and if you can hit 1, we're good. We're golden. So he forced them to respect his 3-point shooting with his 1 3. But overall, I thought he was really good. Defensively, he played well. It was one play that really sucked. He played perfect defense on Luka. Luka got his own rebound and then was able to score. That really pissed me off. But he played really well. And I would argue and say that he was which I said this last season too, but I feel like he's one of the most consistent players where you know exactly what you're going to get out of Sohan every single night. He's that way. I would say Cornette is that way. What's another player that you guys would say is that way? Like, you know exactly. I think Fox is that way. You know what you're going to get out of Fox every night. Trying to think another player on this team. Right now, I can't say that about Wemby. Offensively, at least. I can't say I know what I'm going to get every night. Devin Vassell, we never been able to do that. Obviously, Steph Castle, you don't know. What is a cornet? I don't know. I don't know what a cornet is. I think it's a car or something. Anyways, yeah, maybe Harrison Barnes for the most part. Maybe Harrison Barnes. Yeah. But yeah, why didn't Carter Bryant play? Lack of creativity, bro. It just didn't make a lot of sense. We're struggling interior, right? We're struggling interior defense. Carter Bryant can jump leaps above you. Okay? I'm not saying he's going to stop anybody at the rim, but he might have got a block here or there. That hustle would have been there. He could have made a play. He could have got a steal in there. I don't understand it. And this is a game, like I've said this last season in certain games, this was one where we needed all hands on deck. The referees are calling every foul. I mean, just throwing them out there. Every foul you can think of is getting called. They're baiting Wemby. Wemby can't even play because he got to sit on the bench constantly. And they're attacking the rim at will. Why not throw out another defender out there? Yeah. So yeah, Mitch Johnson kind of upset me. But anyways, Jeremy Sohan was really good. That's kind of it. Oh, by the way, Keldon was fine. Keldon was fine too. I'm sorry. Keldon was good. Keldon was good during this game. I feel like I haven't really had to rant about Keldon for a minute. So it's like kind of a gimme now. Like, Keldon played well. He's been good this season. He's been a really good role player, I would say. But overall, yeah, that's terrible. But even with all those complaints, here's the positivity, okay? With all the complaints that I threw out there, the Spurs lost by 2. And it wasn't like they were down by 50 and then they made some type of run in the fourth and got lucky. No. This was a close game all the way through. Spurs played sloppy. They didn't get creative with Wembanyama whatsoever or how we're going to give him the ball. They didn't have an emphasis on who's guarding Wemby and when to pass out when X player is guarding Wemby. They didn't run any different sets to try to get Wemby the ball. It was very ugly, very stupid, very dumb. But even with how poorly they played, and even with missing their point guard, even with some of the questionable rotations, even with Sohan and Olynyk and Lindy Waters coming off of an injury, even with all of that, even with Steph Castle shooting 20% from three, with Devin Vassell shooting 25% from three, with Vic shooting 0% from three, horrible offensive performance overall from this team. And with that, all that being said, they lost by 2. A close game, not a, they made a run. They lost by 2. Period. It could have went either way. So there's that. That's the positivity I have from this game. I really should take notes for these because I feel like I go like a little ranty sometimes. But I hope you understand what I was saying. I hope it made sense. But overall, it was very frustrating. It was an ugly game. Not very fun to watch. But we lost by 2. And now the San Antonio Spurs have Houston coming up. Which, if you guys don't know, the Houston Rockets just won their game. I'm pretty sure convincingly, the last time I was checking in on it. Won their game convincingly against the Grizzlies. And they currently are on a 5-game winning streak. So the Rockets look really good. They're tied with us now. And we just gotta battle it out. We gotta battle it out. But like I said, guys, I don't want it to get to the point where we're like, oh, we need every single on deck for us to win these games. I don't want it to be like that. The Spurs could have won this, even with the refereeing, even with some of the silliness that happened. You could have still won it if you would have got a little bit more creative. That ending was very irritating. Playing for the tie made no sense to me. Played no sense to me. That should have going for the layup should have been a smoke screen for a 3. I honestly believe that. You can say that I'm wrong, that's fine, but I think it should have been a smoke screen for actually going for a 3. And you should have had a lot of 3-point shooters out there. But, when you play it this way, the Lakers don't have to commit. They don't have to commit to the arc. They don't have to commit to your 3-point shooters. You right? Yeah. I know sometimes, like, when we lose, if I just come out here and be like, the Spurs sucked, anybody would agree. But those are kind of my takeaways, man. I don't know what else I can add. I mean, I could talk about Julian Champagnie missing his free throws, but, like, by the end of this game, I kind of felt like he was going to miss them. Like, I'll just be honest. I kind of felt like he was going to miss them. Like, by the end of the game, man, it felt like we had second stringers out there. But I really need... it's poor. I can't really think of a great reason for Devin Vassell to be out there during this game as much as he was. Just to be honest. I felt like this was one of those games where let somebody else take over a little bit. I feel like Sohan should have got more minutes. He is, and by the way, if this game didn't prove it to you, I mean, you shouldn't need proven. You've seen it before, but he's a starter. Like, Sohan should start. Like, he's obviously the starter. He should start. He shouldn't come off the bench. But in this game, with you not having a center, they said, okay, well, you got to play center. Very dumb. Don't get me started on Julian missing his free throws. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It was just a crazy game at the end. But it's all right. Brights were too light. Brights were too light. Lights were too bright. It's very late right now. All right, done with this segment. Sewing over Barnes? Yes. 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 And it didn't take this game for me to say that. You guys know I've been saying this. But yeah, obviously. Yeah. Over Barnes or over... Well, you can't do over Castle because we don't have a point guard. Yeah, I don't know. And they have to start playing together. That's going to be your group. Throw them in the starting lineup. even if you still gave him 23 minutes, throw him in that starting lineup, man. And maybe, just maybe, if he's in that starting lineup, Wemby wouldn't have gotten as much foul trouble, right? Because they were baiting Wemby on a lot of those drives. And Sochan is one that's really great in the short post. And he's really great at finding the gaps in a defense. Wemby would have had somebody he can kind of pass to bail him out a little bit when we get double teamed. It's not a bail out, but you know what I'm saying. When he gets double teamed, so like he should have been out there. Devin too soft. Devin isn't too soft, man. It's just he's inconsistent. We know that he's going to be quite inconsistent, and you can do that when you're like a fourth option. But the Spurs are just missing. They're just missing people, and I think the biggest loss, honestly, has been Kornet, because I feel like a lot of us are having flashbacks of last year. We're having those flashbacks because we don't have Kornet. We're having flashbacks because we don't have Kornet. That's the problem right now. Oh, it actually came up. Thanks for becoming a member, man. This is Lance. Thanks, Lance. It actually came up this time. The super chats weren't coming up last time, so I don't know. Hopefully that's working too. But yeah, not having Kornet is kind of the biggest loss. So this felt like last year, not having that defense. So not having a point guard, we expect that to be a little sloppy, and then not having that backup center was pretty rough. I know. I agree with you, Woo. He said in the backup unit, if we don't have Kornet, we should go big with Bryant, Barnes, Olynyk, because we have no rim defenders. Yeah, I agree. Use a multitude of defenders. Use a multitude of these athletic, defenders. Put Carter Bryant out there with, I don't understand Carter Bryant not playing at all. You can say he's not ready or whatever, but I call BS. It was just lack of creativity. I think that was the biggest issue in this game. We made it so easy on them. And the most frustrating thing is we only lost by 2. The Spurs could have won this game. Just a little bit more creativity. I don't want it to be a situation where Fox has to save us at the end of games. I don't want to experience that. I don't care for that at all. Nobody wants to see that. Let's see. Frustrating game, man. Such a frustrating game. All right, what we got here? Okay, so okay. All right, guys, we gotta prep ourselves. Clan, the coach, man. We gotta prep ourselves. What do you mean, Clan? Well, I'm gonna tell you, fellow chatter. This says Mitch Johnson on Spurs' effort and competitiveness against the Lakers. Okay, sorry guys, I'm just trying to get myself ready. I need a break. I need a quick break. So big shout out to today's sponsor. That's our break. Thank you, Sleeper, so much. This is our break. If you guys are interested in daily fantasy sports at all, please go download Sleeper. The link is in my description box. And when you download it and you use my promo code CLAN, as you can see right there, CLAN, you'll get 100% match up to $100. So go check that out. It's really great. And also, there's also a social media portion of it as well. So if you guys are interested in the social media portion, that shows a bunch of highlights, stats, injury reports, updates, breaking news, all that good stuff. So you can keep up with the NBA. That's a great use of it as well. And then if you do the daily fantasy sports section, then it's all in one place, right? So you can kind of see what's going on, and then you can make your picks from there if that's something you're interested in. Okay, no pressure. But yeah, go check that out. Sleeper, thank you for sponsoring this segment. And God, I needed that break, so thank you for that. Okay, what should I say? So before I play this, we're Were the Spurs competitive tonight? I guess. We were competitive, but I needed our coaching staff to be competitive as well, because holding on to timeouts as long as we did was kind of weird. Ending off the game with having 2 players on the court that can't shoot. You're down by 2, and you're basically electing to go for a layup, and then you even have Olynyk inbound the ball to really just hone in the fact that we're not going to shoot a 3. We're not going to shoot anything. We're going to go for a layup. So that's what they were trying to go for at the end of the game, to take it to overtime. Don't understand that whatsoever, because you're missing everybody. You're missing Sohan because he fouled out. You're missing Wemby because he fouled out. You're missing Harrison Barnes because he fouled out. Why not, at the end of the game, just put in Jordan McLaughlin. I can never say it, y'all. Or put in Lindy Waters. Both. That would have been actually pretty nice. And maybe you keep Keldon in the game. I don't know. Just use him as a smoke screen for a layup. But what you actually are doing is going for a 3, right? And if the 3 isn't there, then, hey, they have to hone in. They have to hone in to their guys. But no. The Spurs elected to have Steph Castle out there at the end of the game with 1.2 seconds on the clock, and there's no reason we should take this to overtime. But have him in the game when he's like 20% for the game. 20%. I don't know what we're doing. Very strange thing to do at the end. And then the entire I'm just going in. You guys, I actually really love Mitch Johnson. I like him a lot. I think Mitch Johnson is a good coach. Okay, I'm not taking that away from him. But this was a mishap. I thought this was a mishap coaching wise. I'm not a coach. He's a better coach. He's a better coach than all of us combined, right? Like we're not in the NBA, right? We're not in the NBA. So, but there was a few things I saw that bothered me. Another thing too is it felt like with Wembanyama getting the ball, it was constantly like the same thing over and over. We didn't change up sets to make sure Wemby gets the ball a little bit more easier, or Wemby didn't, and I feel like the coaching staff might not even emphasize it. Wemby didn't adjust his shot selection either. He didn't. He lowered his shoulder continuously. Whereas, like, what are we doing? As soon as you see Marcus Smart on Wembanyama, we should pass out, change up the set, do the set, start the set over. Another thing I didn't mention in our other segment as well was Luka Doncic. I think Luka had like 4 fouls at one point. We didn't attack him. We had Keldon Johnson on the court. We didn't attack him, Mitch Johnson. Why didn't we attack him? Hold on, let me make sure. Am I tripping? Yeah, you end up having 5 by the end of the game. Yeah, so at one point when Luka Doncic had like 4 fouls, we didn't attack him. We didn't switch to make sure that we can attack Luka Doncic. We didn't make sure that he was going to be on certain offensive players. And that's what you should have done right there. Attack him. Luka Doncic is not a good defender. Attack him. Get him out of the game. He had 35 points, 13 assists, 5 steals. He's not even a good defender. But he had 5 steals tonight. 2 blocks. He's killing us. Attack him. He has 4 fouls. There was no emphasis on that. The Spurs didn't have an emphasis on attacking Luka. But anyways, the team did show effort. Just wish the coaching staff showed a little bit more effort. Yeah, Keldon would have drew a foul easily. Yeah.
I thought the effort and competitiveness was great. I think the attention and detail in some of the decision making and discipline needs to improve. I thought at the end they actually were a little bit more locked in, I guess, but we still had some real punishable miscues that really put us in a bind there that didn't make them earn some points. We put them on the foul line.
By the way, this isn't all on. Music is a little bit loud, Clan. Oh, my bad. Hold on. I think their audio is pretty soft too. This, by the way, I probably should say this. This isn't all on Mitch Johnson. I know I just ranted on. This isn't all on the coaching staff. Some things is circumstance, right? Like the way that what the Spurs need right now okay? Because yes, they played together, a couple years, few years or whatever. Some of the players a little bit longer, but they don't have like immense chemistry on the court yet, right? Like it's not like crazy great chemistry on the court, offensively at least. One thing that they need is they need somebody to be able to handle the ball, facilitate, slow things down when needed, and someone who can play very effective when the pace is at its all-time high. And unfortunately, Steph Castle is not a point guard, and he can't do that. So that's circumstance, right? We don't have Dylan Harper. That's another player that's been really good and been kind of saving us in a couple of these games. So, like, there are things that you're missing, okay? But in a game like this, I did feel like we should have gotten a little bit more creative. But if we had a guy or two, we would have won this. But that was a big thing. Not having a backup center made it feel like last year all over again. And, forcing Sohan to run center again was ridiculous. But, like, there's some things we could have tried, throw it out there, Tried to play Carter Bryant a little bit. I was about to say a little bit more. He didn't play at all, so.
Just breakdowns.
I don't know what the question was, guys.
He'll be fine. We need to get him the ball in better spots. We need to get to our starting spots earlier. He needs to be more demonstrative and demand the ball. When he doesn't, he should yell at everybody in the gym, including his teammates and myself, and he'll be fine. We'll be better.
You talking about Wemby? Hold on, guys. I kind of like that. Hold on, I kind of like that. God, I don't have my Stream Deck, so I can't. My Stream Deck is freaking out right now, so I can't use it. Hold on, I'll do it like this. Wait, isn't it this button? Oh, it's not this button. Wait, is it this button? I thought it was the pause button. I thought I have it set for the pause button. Nah, I guess I gotta manually click it. Okay, there we go. That was a banger. What he just said.
More demonstrative and demand the ball. When he doesn't, he should yell at everybody in the gym, including his teammates and myself, and he'll be fine. We'll be better.
How did you see him navigating pressure?
So he's saying Wemby got to be more aggressive, which is true. I'll be honest with you guys. So Sohan is a player. Of course, like Clayton talks about one thing, and now he's on Sohan. Sohan is a player where he doesn't say much, right? He doesn't say much. He lets his game talk, but he does very slick things throughout a game to really piss you off. And next thing you know, there's a huge fight on the court, and you're like, what just happened? Well, it's because he's been picking on them all game. So Sohan is like one of those type of players. Like, he's going to pick at you, right? A very good player at that. And Wemby, I don't think Wemby verbalizes things enough, right? Like, I just don't think. I feel like, in my opinion, I know he said he doesn't like to play politics. He should be in a ref. Man, he should be on refs like crazy. He should be really irritated with them. I'm getting tired of seeing my man get 4 fouls, and he's just like, well, I got 4 fouls. What are you talking about? Go talk to the ref. You're Wemby. I mean, look. I'm not a huge fan of this, but like, I mean, look at Luka Doncic. Look how he communicated with the refs. He was constantly complaining, like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Right? Look at LeBron and how he goes about it. But if you want to keep it within family, look at Manu. Manu would constantly talk to refs. Timmy too. Like, you have to. I don't know. He said he did talk to them, just not animated. You should have got a little animated. Game like this, make the refs look bad. Get a tech. Wemby not generational. You shut your mouth. He's definitely generational.
How did you see him navigating pressure?
I thought he did a good job for the most part as a function.
That's a lie. Say Spawn says Wemby is generational in terms of talent, but unfortunately Wemby doesn't play angry. He never has. That's the one thing I always disliked about Wemby. I don't agree with that. Wemby does play angry. Well, also just playing angry isn't good enough, right? Wemby is extraordinarily competitive. In these last couple of games, which we've only lost 2, but the last couple of games, he has, well, I guess the game before that, it was pretty rough too, but the last 2, he's looked a little lost. and trying to process what's going on, what's happening to him right now because of the looks that the teams have been giving him, right? And Wemby has really worked on his strength. So it's kind of been last season was a lot of 3-point shooting. This one has been a lot of I'm going to get to the paint. And now he's starting to see some of the challenges when it pertains to him being at that size and him like obviously deserving a lot of double teams and looks, what that actually will look like. So now he has to figure out how can he get to those spots, right? When teams bring, double teams, or how can he facilitate for his teammates? But also it doesn't help when you have a bunch of players on the court that kind of, at least they've been doing it the last couple games, not really moving well enough or getting to the open spots on the court when Wemby does get double teamed to make it easier on him. That's why I love Sohan for this team, and that's why I think Sohan's very important for Wemby, right? But in this game, not having a backup center and Mitch Johnson basically saying, okay, Sohan, you just got to be out there and be our backup center, then that's what happens. You don't really get to see them on the court that much together. But he helps a lot. He will help a lot. So it's not that, I don't think it's that Wemby didn't play angry enough. I mean, even if he was angry in this game, what is that going to do? It seemed like he was, because even in that play where he hit that big shot, right, near the end, in the end of the fourth, and he hit that huge shot, I was like, man, that was beautiful. But before that, if you looked at Wemby, he was very hesitant. Like they had him spooked because he didn't know where the double team was coming from. It's like he was sitting there like, oh, they're not going for a double team. I think we were outcoached, honestly. I think a big part of it, we were outcoached. They gave us a lot of different looks. They had us messed up. They passed the ball better than us too. But hey, you got Luka Doncic. He's still 21. He's still 21. Yeah, exactly.
A lot of fouls. It was a physical game, so it was hard to get a beat on what some of his fouls. It felt like it was just kind of wrong place, wrong time. Sometimes it felt like people, Marcus Smart, where he launched himself into him. I didn't see it. I don't know when he had challenged it, so I'm not saying it wasn't a foul. But it was just a tough game, but I thought he did well. I thought he showed glimpses again when he had the ball. He was patient. We got to our spots. He got whatever he wanted. Missed a couple shots, made some shots, got some free throws. We didn't deserve to win. There was too many decisions that we made that weren't sharp enough and too much execution. They had too much slippage, but we'll be better.
Well, that does make me feel. I'm not being condescending. I actually do like him saying that we're gonna be better. I like very what's the word I'm looking for? Like very. This is gonna be really bad vocabulary, but very like for sure terminology. You know what I'm saying? Definite terminology. Like we're gonna be better. There's no, hey, we got to work on some things. Hey, we got to bring it back to the lab. It was straight up, we're going to be better. I like that. I
thought Jeremy was great. It's great to see him, Kelly, and Lindy. We needed him, obviously, tonight.
Confident, certain.
His energy, defense.
Matter of fact,
yeah. Awesome. And it was just good to have guys back.
Would Steph kind of have to step up to a little bit more of the facilitation himself?
You hold yourself accountable when you say statements like that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he had more creation than that. He's been doing it all year. So I think obviously 6 turnovers is too much. And
exactly. Luka is so good. Hero ball works for him. When Wemby hero ball starts working, watch out. Yeah. I think we can say with a lot of certainty, Wemby is not. Well, I guess we can't say with certainty that he won't be like, he'll be an MVP candidate. But right now, he isn't the best player in the NBA, right? Like defensively, yeah. And when that offense really starts to click and he's able to do that, like you said, that hero ball, and we've seen glimpses of it over the course of the last couple of seasons. We've seen it, him have to do hero ball, but the types of looks that teams are giving him now and how they're playing him, he's really struggling. So, but yeah, we don't have that. We don't have like the Jokic situation or Luka situation. Like these guys get double teamed all the time,
I agree with that. And again, there's times where
Giannis,
and whether we're
Giannis
on
is
a
better
run
too.
Or it's a certain point in the game, but some of the turnovers,
Yeah, he is raw offensively.
Are just inappropriate and unacceptable. We'll have to be better at that.
Oh, I like that. Hold on, guys. Facts.
Some of the turnovers are just inappropriate and unacceptable. We'll have to be better at that. And, you know, all possessions are.
One more time, dog.
Where it's a certain point in the game, but some of the turnovers are just inappropriate and unacceptable. We'll have to be better at that. And, you know, all possessions are created.
There you go.
When you talk
I know
about
you guys wanted that.
his spots, obviously, they're playing physical. They're trying to push him out. They're wanting to catch. Where are the spots that you're trying to get him the ball?
You know, I think it is a game-to-game deal in terms of sometimes where they put their extra bodies and whatnot, but I do think when we have appropriate spacing around him, anywhere, whether that's at the nail, the elbow, the block, off the block, when we have appropriate spacing and we give enough time, sometimes when we don't get there early enough, then we're running up against the clock, and that double can make you a little bit frantic. And I think when we get him the ball in the right spots and he demands the ball, right, as they're being physical, he can't let them push him out. And, you know, I think there was a time even at the end of the first half where he dropped his shoulder and there's a foul on them. And that's going to be something he's going to have to continue to do to set a tone, because if they're not going to protect him, he's got to protect himself at some point.
Castle has some terrible passes at the worst times. Very terrible. Very terrible. Very terrible.
I hope so. They're close. Yeah, we're looking forward to bringing guys back.
Mitch, late in the game, seems like Wemby in a pick and roll would be pretty effective, but obviously they stack a lot of bodies behind them. So what's the reason?
Another thing too, this is true. This is okay, so this is definitely a critique of the coaching here. So one thing that just came to mind, this is not what he's talking about, I don't think, but Wemby and Cornette worked really well in the pick and roll. But in this game, in the last game as well, I'm talking about that creativity. Wemby is struggling. It's like we're giving him the ball and just saying, all right, Wemby, make something happen. Double team comes, people don't move well enough in the open space. Wemby is struggling. It's ugly, right? Or Wemby lowers his shoulder. He's like, oh, I got an opening here. Boom, there's a turnover. Boom, there's an offensive foul, right? Like, against a team like this, you can't do that. So with all of that going on, another option would be in the pick and roll, the pick and pop. Didn't do a lot of that, right? Didn't do a lot of that. Now, to be fair, Dylan Harper is much better in that. Obviously, not even Dylan Harper's better than that, but De'Aaron Fox is really, really good at that. But shoot, man, I mean, we have one of the best pick and roll finishers of last season, which was Jeremy Sohan. We could have did a little bit of that between Jeremy Sohan and Wemby. Do a little bit of it. And he's literally, I'm not just making that up. I'm just saying, it's not like, oh, here comes Clan again on Sohan. No, Sohan literally was one of the top. Like, he was like right next to Jokic and, what was it, Karl Anthony Towns guys, I think. It was like near the end of the season, closer to the end of the season. And then the graphic was, he was like second in the NBA in pick and roll finishes. So, yeah. Didn't do a lot of it. So this is a critique of that.
Late in the game, seems like Wemby in a pick and roll would be pretty effective, but obviously they stack a lot of bodies behind them. So what's the reason to not go to the pick and roll, put him in the post? And what would you guys
Yeah, what's the reason not to go to the pick and roll? He might not like this question.
Well, you know, it was, they were just switching everything and putting bodies in the paint, so there was nowhere to roll. So we just need to get the ball in space, and then at some point they got to make a decision. They're going to guard him one-on-one or put two on him, and then we got to play off him.
He said what?
Bodies in the paint, so there was nowhere to roll. Well, you know, it was, they were just switching everything and putting bodies in the paint, so there was nowhere to roll. So we just need to get.
They were switching bodies in the paint, so there was nowhere to roll. I get what he's saying. I don't know. Maybe I just don't know enough. Because I think either a pick and pop or just something. Just do something different. But didn't even attempt a pick and roll. I don't. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I don't know. Anybody that know more than me, please post in the comments. It's all good. I'm willing to learn myself. To me, that doesn't make any sense. There was nowhere to roll because they're switching bodies in the paint. I'm not grasping that. I remember the rest. I not remember. I understand the rest of it though.
The ball in space, and then at some point they got to make a decision. They're going to guard him one-on-one or put two on him, and then we got to play off him.
And the problem right now too, guys, is like ideally it should work, right? They're gonna double Wemby. Other guys can beat you. We have talent, but we don't have enough shooters. We don't have shooters. I mean, they're not shooting, consistent enough. Anyways, he's clueless. I'm not gonna say that. I mean, sure, it makes sense to me. I don't quite understand but whatever. I don't know. Somebody in the comments, we got very smart people over here at this channel. Okay, we're constantly here to learn. If somebody can explain to me, because we're not gonna rewatch this game. I'm just gonna watch Friday. If somebody can explain to me why a pick and roll is not doable in this situation at all, and we shouldn't attempt it at all, please tell me. But I still don't quite understand that. I felt like we didn't do anything but give Wemby the ball and say, figure it out. Yeah. All right. Last but not least, it is late as heck. So do we have we literally play Friday, so okay, we got Wemby. Wait, is that Wemby? 43 minutes ago. All right, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna end this off on a banger. Okay, we're gonna end this off listening to Wembanyama himself. Wembanyama himself. So before we do that, really quick, big shout out to today's sponsor. As always, Sleeper. If you guys are interested in daily fantasy sports at all, Sleeper is your man's. So please download the description below, get Sleeper, and you'll get a promo code, or you can use a promo code CLAN. You can see it right there, and you get 100% match up to $100. So if that's something that you guys are interested in, go check it out. See if you like it. See if you enjoy it. So there's a daily fantasy sports section, obviously, I just mentioned that, but also there is a social media segment as well. So if you don't care for that, or you want to combine the two and say, hey, I don't really know what's going on, I want to go over here and look at the stats from last game, I want to see some injury updates and all that good stuff, you can go over to that section on Sleeper as well. And yeah, you can do a twofer, or you can just use it just for looking at updates around the league, right? So you don't have to get on Twitter, because we know, I still call it Twitter. We know Twitter is very, it's pretty rough sometimes. So anyways, all right, let's take a look. So this says Vic on the speed of the game and adjusting. So just from this title, I'm going to throw out there, speed of the game, you definitely need players out there that can make decisions pretty quickly with the pace in which we are playing with. Unfortunately, we don't have a true point guard out there, right? So I love Steph Castle, but some of the decisions he has made is not great, but he's not a point guard, right? He's a combo guard. He's one that you could run point on occasion, but in the end of the game, when things get tighter, when things get tougher, he should not have the ball in his hands running point, right? Makes very bad decisions when it's just him having to make those decisions. So that's not great. I think he's much better off ball for the most part. He was like that with UConn as well, so it is what it is. And also the adjustments. Like I said in the other segment, I don't quite understand why we're not running different sets to make sure that Wemby can get the ball, or even I don't quite understand why he said we couldn't do pick and rolls. That's fine, whatever. Not going to trip about it. But also, like, even at the end of the game where, we don't have good enough players out here to win in overtime. We're down by 2. They just made a huge mistake. Go for the jugular. But we didn't go for the jugular. We kept Steph Castle out there, which everyone on the court knows he's not going to shoot a 3. Yeah, you're not going to go to him. And on top of it, he's like 20%, right? Like, it's bad. It was really bad. You got Keldon out there, which is fine. I feel like he could have been a smoke screen, but you got Keldon out there. didn't attempt a three this game. So more than likely, you know what he's there about. You got Olynyk inbounding the ball. Don't quite understand that. And if you're gonna have Castle in the game, I think he should be inbounding the ball. But that's just me. Maybe Keldon. Keldon's a good inbound passer. It's a little weird. But you got Lindy Waters sitting on the bench who just shot 100%. McLaughlin, which I know that he struggled early, but he was like, oh, you struggled a couple times? 3 minutes, get out of here. Don't think that's a great idea. This might be a controversial take, guys, but I don't think it's a great idea to play your only other point guard 3 minutes. I don't think that's a great idea. So as far as just adjustments, they were strange. Oh, and also holding on to your timeouts forever. Oh, and also not attacking Luka Doncic when he already has 4 fouls. Because Lord knows they were attacking us. They were trying to bait Wemby every chance they got. But we didn't do that back. That's lack of adjustments. Ooh, Wemby looked mad. Am I tripping? Wemby's sweating right now. Okay, so Wemby wasn't in the game for a decent portion at the end of that. Did Wemby just put up some shots? Am I tripping? Why is he sweating like this? He didn't shower because he has the... Why is he sweating like this?
I don't think it has. I think it's more like there's no worry really. It's just trying to figure out what's best, and I mean there's obvious things we can correct right away, but there are things right now. It feels like the game is going fast somehow. It feels like the game has like, as we got better as a team, and as we got others got better individually as well. It's like the opponents have stepped up in some ways defensively, and I feel
that is so. This is why we listen to Wemby, bro. There's no BS. There's no sugarcoating it. He is so honest to a fault. So honest. And he's not concerned with, oh, is this going to be clipped? Oh, is this going to be thrown around social media? Wemby says that the game has gotten harder. He doesn't care. He's just going to tell it how it is. I love this. He is 100% right. And I like the recognition of it as well, that the opponents are getting tougher. So that means you have to step up, right? And the game is getting faster. The whole world watched Wemby. You don't think the NBA, just think about NBA players. You don't think NBA players, they did it with LeBron. You don't think NBA players get a little frustrated with how much Wemby is talked about? You don't think that when they went against the Mavericks and Wemby did all these incredible things that these teams or players didn't say, he ain't that good. He ain't going to be that good against me. You don't think they do that? They come motivated to play Wemby. They are ready, and he is going to have a target on his back. The same target that the San Antonio Spurs franchise had on their back when they were winning those championships. He's going to have that target. The difference, though, you couldn't stop Timmy. There's nothing you can do about it. You can bring the double teams you want, and nothing you can do about it. He's too smart. He's too clever. He's too good. He's too fundamental. He got go-to shots. Nothing you can do about it. Nothing you can do about it. Also, keep in mind, when Tim Duncan got to the league, he was 21, right, guys? So he was a little older. Wemby's just now 21, so you gotta give him a little bit of. And Duncan had a better team. I can stop. Yeah, July. I can stop Timmy. I was just referring to all of you guys. You can't stop Timmy. Yeah, everyone else can't stop Timmy. Shaq, yeah, they couldn't stop Timmy. But me, I could stop Timmy. Shoot, wait till, how old is Timmy right now? Like 40 something, 50? Is Tim Duncan 50 years old? How old is Timmy? Hey, Alexa. How old is Tim Duncan?
Tim Duncan is 49 years old and was born on April 25th,
49.
1976.
It's 49. Okay, bet. Give me 20 years. 20 years, give me 20 years. In 20 years, I'll destroy Timmy. I'll make Timmy look so bad. Y'all gonna call me the GOAT.
In a way that the game feels fast right now, so we're gonna catch up on it, of course, but it's on us to see how quick.
A lot happened in the last couple of seconds of the game. Got the ball back.
Yeah, the team's just too comfortable. Like, their whole game this is why I call it the Lakers corny, which if it was us, I would have said great coaching, because since it's them, I said it's corny. That's the bias. But it was corny. Their whole game plan was get Wemby out of the game. That's their whole game plan. It wasn't let's play him straight up. Let's see if we can beat him. It was like, no, let's get him out this game. Foul bait him as much as you freaking can. Get him out of this game and then attack the rim. And get him out of his game, then attack the rim. Not going to be able to do that with Kornet. And that's why the Spurs look so good super early on, too, is because Kornet. Yeah, we need Fox back. Luckily, Dylan Harper will be back pretty soon. So that's cool. Oh, by the way, guys, Ron Harper commented on one of my my posts. I would make it a separate... maybe it should be a separate segment for another time. But he commented. He basically said it's going to be a speedy recovery. Isn't that cool? Dylan Harper's dad. Ron Harper.
Obviously very hard.
69-year-old Duncan, and that's still going to be tough. I could take a 79-year-old Duncan. Yeah, I could do that. 79-year-old Duncan, I wouldn't be elderly yet. I could take a 79-year-old Duncan.
Yeah, very hard, but it's in these moments you have to give the best face for your teammates and keep saying what matters and the things that need to be said. So it's we got no time to worry about it during the game.
Hey Wemby, when the game feels fast, how do you reset? Is that something that's internal, or do you talk to somebody?
Yeah, you need to obviously watch film and study the game, but at times during the game you need to reset. It's harder.
It also feels faster when you don't have a legitimate point guard. That is no fault to anybody, by the way. Some people think that I hate Castle or I talk trash about that. What was that? That's not true. I don't hate Castle. I really like Castle, and I was one of the main advocates for the Spurs drafting him. But what it really comes down to is if you don't have a point guard and you're playing at a very high pace, decisions have to be quick too. And Castle isn't the type of point guard that can make quick decisions. He makes bad decisions. So, yeah, he's a combo, not a point guard. Exactly.
Easy said than done because when the game is so intense that
I think Castle's averaging like the most turnovers a game in the league. I think it's pretty up there.
Just don't think about it, but I think it comes with maturity and experience. Anticipating,
he is leading the league in turnovers. Okay.
Seeing this kind of defense from teams, so we need to adapt as a collective, and it was obviously our defense was bad against Phoenix as well, but in the Phoenix game it was the case as well. We got stalled out sometimes, so it's we're learning. We're gonna learn.
I like these matter-of-fact answers, man. We're going to learn. We're going to get it done. I like it.
I know that you feel you entered the season better than you were last season, better than the previous season.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're facing a new challenge. Does it feel like a video game sometimes that every time you go up a level,
Of course.
there's...
Yeah.
That's a good way of putting it. She
Sure.
said it's like a video game.
I think it's called level scaling in video
Right.
games.
Level scaling, yeah.
Thank you.
Is that am I right? So
Yeah.
How does that feel? Because you feel like, oh, I'm getting the hang of this, and then
it feels like sometimes you just need to take a step back and look upon what you've done, how you've gotten better, and trying to anticipate what's coming because the defense aren't getting softer or easier. So we gotta figure it out. But it's the same for everything for us, but for life in general. You know, we have to respond. It's just we're gonna either respond or not respond, and we will respond.
Quick question off the game, the election last night. What was your reaction to that? And in the future, we're gonna have a pretty nice one.
It's cool. It's cool. I learned today, I think, and yeah, I'm happy. You know, hopefully it's a project that can grow into something more than just a building. You know, and a whole ecosystem. But I'm hopeful.
The arena.
Some experience with turnovers being a byproduct of how much you have the ball in your hands. Have you seen anything from Steph? You know, as he's kind of taking a more bigger lead, I guess, of ball handling and facilitation without Dylan and De'Aaron.
So what's the question?
Is that something that, you know, is it something you can talk to him about, or is that
Turnovers?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's just like anything else. He's aware of it. We're aware of it, and we trust him. We trust him to have the ball in his hand, and we trust him just as much to keep the turnovers down. But it's not a worry at all.
You said you've never seen this exact defense before. How would you explain what they're doing differently that you've never seen?
So I don't want to get into too much details, but like the quickness at which the double comes is so much faster than in the past, in the first quarter, you know. And also they got, I mean, it feels like teams are very prepared. A very good scheme coming defensively, coming into games against us. And we prepare as well, but at the end of the day, when we're on the court, we need to face this kind of defense. We can't.
And also when your weaknesses are so apparent, and it's working, you know, teams are very prepared because it just works, right? Like it just works. This isn't going to work very well when you have Fox, by the way. Let me go ahead and emphasize by saying I just want everyone else to be better, because I don't want it to be like we're highly dependent on this one player to save us. And I felt like that a little bit with Dylan Harper. At times I felt like that with Cornette. I want it to just be a collective group where everyone is doing their part, everyone is playing well, and teams just beat us. But sometimes it feels like we shoot ourselves in the foot at times. Don't really know if this game was a lot of that. But yeah, I just don't care for that. But yeah, I think he's right. I agree with Wemby on that. It's coming very fast. The double teams, they're getting at him really quickly, and you have to adjust. But because we play so poorly offensively from what teams are doing, it's making it easy on them, right? Like you go into like certain teams, like really great teams, or even just great players, you can have a game plan on how to play Luka. Does it matter? Yeah, I know. Pause on that. I know what I said. But does it matter? You get what I'm saying? Some players, it's like, yeah, you can have a game plan. Like, think of LeBron. Like, you can have a game plan. What you want to do? Force him to take threes? Sag off? Okay, you can do that. Good luck. You know? Like, yeah. But with the Spurs right now, doubling Wemby works. Is not pretty. As a team, it's just not pretty. It's very ugly. And it works. So Wemby isn't necessarily at that point yet, which he's very young, but he's not at that point where he can handle that offensively. But that's the thing. Teams are wearing him down. They're trying to force him to screw up. They're trying to force him to give fouls, and they want him off the court. That's the main thing. They want Wembanyama off the court. But once Cornette is back, you can't just do that. That can't be your crutch where Wemby just comes out the court. In this game in particular, Cornette plays. God, I hate to do this whole thing. Like, this player plays and we win. But Cornette plays. It's very hard for me to imagine us just losing this game with Cornette in it, right? It's hard to imagine that because they basically won by keeping Wemby off the court, you know? I mean, that was a big part of it. That was a big part of their game plan to get him off the court.
I don't think it's something we can figure out just like this, and it's gonna make us much better really quick.
Last year, you talked a lot about like
I like the positivity.
after every game, you know, you're asking for different cutups for different situations. Is that kind of how you handle the situation?
Like in terms of film, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah, of course. I mean, one of my first thoughts, especially after losses, is we don't take the plane tonight, but if we got a plane ride, you know, back home, I'm asking for whatever film is gonna help me be best for next game, and I'm trusting the coaching staff for that because they're doing a great job at it. But it's one of my first prefixes.
But there's one thing we just talked about.
We dropped to 5th.
I think it was really well marked, and they were the top of the month.
Jeez.
You're gonna kind of learn to do more of that in the playing years now. Is that something you feel like you need to learn to kind of put your shoulder down?
I thought we dropped to 3rd, bro.
Protect yourself with
Dang.
calls that you need,
Yeah, to the extent that I can, of course, because I still picked up a bunch of offensive fouls.
I don't think it is just that simple that we're just not full of strength. Like, I agree with you, and we just got some guys back, so they're just not playing with the team. I agree with all that, and they have to build chemistry. I don't think it was just that, though. This game, we should have won. We could have won. Last game, so many things went wrong. The effort wasn't there. Yeah, you're just not going to win a game like that. This one, Spurs could have won it. I feel like the Spurs could have won it. You can still get some W's in. But, yeah.
So I'd rather err on that side.
At least we have a star that takes accountability, unlike Ja Morant. Dude, Ja Morant is like, I don't know what he's doing.
Not to the extent of getting ejected, but yeah.
Julian Sode, he didn't sail. He missed a free throw at the end, but it is what it is, you know. I mean, I'm not happy about it. I wanted to win, but hey, we left the game. Everybody's healthy. You lost by 2. You go to the next one, and hopefully we'll be better. Hopefully Fox is back. I'm getting tired of this.
Of course, I want to do as much of this as I can. With momentum, it's a little easier.
Fox and Sohan should start expeditiously.
Yeah, of course. It's
expeditiously.
I just need to be put in the situation where I can do that.
Expeditiously.
And at some point, they're gonna back up and.
He was shivering at the line.
While also dealing with shot trouble.
That's the hardest thing. I don't think it's something you can. It's hard because there's no practice really for that. It's like you need.
I know this is really small, but like after he missed the free throws, I really liked how the team told him it was okay. I thought that was nice. They really care about each other. You can tell that they're all friends. Expeditiously. Thank you.
In time in the court, you need to face this kind of defense to really learn it. And as much you can watch film and practice and talk about it, you know, it comes down to each individual effort on the court to recognizing that. So I don't know. I think we have to face that and play minutes together facing this, and I'm not worried about like missing out on things I could do to fix that because it's natural consequence. Of course, I'm gonna do what I can. But
yeah, I thought Wemby's shot selection could have been a little different. You said Wemby should have took more threes today and faked the 3-pointer, which could force the other team out from the inside of the 3. Well, also, I just agree with that. Yeah, I just agree with that. He should have took more outside shots. It was one of those games. They're gonna close off the paint for you. You gotta kill them in the other areas. But that's like the process of Wemby. Like he's like a building block. Last season it was a bunch of 3-pointers, and this season because of his newfound strength, his improved post game, just overall, he's trying to utilize it and forcing his way into the paint. So he'll find a balance. But this is definitely one of those situations where it's like, yeah, you could have took way more outside shots. Honestly, they can't do anything. like they can't actually contest it. Just take your 3-point shots if you can. A Wemby floater sounds crazy. Okay, this is French. So, all my French people, if you want to translate once the video is uploaded, that would be great. So, anyways, I usually say good stuff, but I don't really feel like this was good stuff. These post games were good. But the game wasn't. I feel a little bit more calm though. All right, guys. Your boy is very sleepy. So we're going to upload the segment from today, and I'm going to bed. Y'all didn't tell me Jid had a new song out. Tony Parker got to teach Wemby that teardrop. Bro, Wemby teardrop would make no sense. That would be crazy. Could you imagine a Wemby teardrop like Steph? You know how high Steph shoots it? Like Wemby just does that for no reason. But yeah. And by the way, I want to emphasize that I do not agree with that one chatter earlier that no hate, but saying like Wemby doesn't play with anger or whatever. I don't think that that's true. I think he could get onto people a little bit more, hold people accountable a little bit more, but he's learning a lot. But I won't say he doesn't play angry. I don't think that that's true. This was one of those situations where it didn't matter if you played angry or not. Like he just couldn't process what was going on at him this game. Whataburger run? Man, if you want to, go for it. I'm contemplating whether or not I want to go see the Demon Slayer movie, but I would have to drive 2 hours to see it, and it plays at 8:50 p.m. throughout the entire week next week. I'm really debating whether or not I'm going to go see that. Should we make Sohan the thumbnail? I think Sohan should be the thumbnail. Sohan's back, so he gets to be the thumbnail. Sohan was great today. Sohan just goes out there, man, puts his head down and does his job. Every single game, he's like the same person. Not the same person, but the same player. He's just improving his game every year, and he is just a fine player. We just got to, I mean, I guess we have the team. It's just the injuries, but we gotta play smarter, man. We gotta play smarter. Yeah, Sohan's back. Do it. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. Don't be anything crazy. It'll just be Sohan on the front. He was great minus the fouls. Dude, everyone got fouls tonight. Hey, 66, man. 66. 66 fouls, bro. It's crazy. It's too much. Cap's been quiet since Sohan's back. Cap's probably ain't on tonight. He's probably asleep, man. To be fair, Caps didn't just show up every time. Well, at least maybe I didn't notice. Maybe he did. I was going to say he didn't just show up when Sohan played bad, but maybe he did. I don't know. It's possible he did. That dude's a crazy hater. They were blowing whistles like Terry Crews and White Chicks. Man. What's up with these refs calling so many fouls? I don't know, bro. And that was the funny thing is like the refs weren't. That's the crazy thing. The refs technically weren't bad. They were like, I said this in the other segment. They were like robots, man. It's like telling a robot like, okay, this is a foul and this is a foul if this happens. And the refs just call all of them. Every single one of them. So it's like technically, yeah, that's a foul, but you don't call that. That's a no call, you know? Technically, it's a foul, but that's a no call. consistently bad. Yeah. There was a lot of contact, but some of these calls were phantom fouls. Some of them were just like, you didn't have to call that. You know, like the the fast break with Luka Doncic, in which Harrison Barnes fouled. You didn't have to call that. That was a little ticky-tacky. You didn't have to do that. A little ridiculous. A little silly. What just happened? Am I still online? Okay. Is the app I use is down? Oh wait, no, here it is. What the heck just happened? I'm just gonna put a shadow on it and then call it. That was weird. Yeah, the app I used was acting a little strange there. Okay. Weird. A lot of flops, lot of flops. Lot of flops. People coming at Wemby now. How many points? Wemby only had like 19. Man, Wemby had a lot of crazy fouls they called on that man. Shoot, I messed up. All right, real talk. Patty melt or honey barbecue sandwich? What are we talking about? Just in general? Just in general, I'm going with patty melt, but are we talking about a specific restaurant? Is this like Whataburger or something? I don't go there enough. I was so excited when I was like, oh, snap. My state is getting Whataburgers. And I went to it. I was like, yeah, this doesn't taste the same. This ain't the same Whataburger. It should have just stayed in Texas. Refs definitely got their camera time at the monitor for 20 minutes this game. This game felt forever. This game was forever because of all those fouls. All right, guys, that's it. I'm getting off. I love all of you. I'll see you on Friday. Yeah, thank you for always supporting the channel as always, man. I appreciate the love. But, yeah, I got to get to sleep. All right. Good night. We'll talk on Friday. But, yeah, Clan, you going to watch the new Running Man flick? Did you ever watch the OG Running Man? No, I don't know the old 1987. I never watched this. So Arnold Schwarzenegger? Yeah, I don't know anything about this. think I might have saw a trailer for this, but I don't know it.